Hey, good morning, everybody. How's it going? So we have Infinity, Goose, Everett, Valerie, Dex, Pat, Alan, Brian, JB. That's funny. My dad's a JB. Larry, Donald, Arturo, Dan, Jason, Francois, Patrick, Jeremy, George, Michael, Sergio. If you want to chat with me like all these fine folks saying good morning, David, hey, um, click the link right over here where the monster can is. Good morning. This is the morning monster. Got my grapeberry, grape flavor monster today. And hey, Hawk, Alan, Gary. Good morning, everybody. So, click the link right there, the subscribe button. Once you're a subscriber, you can chat while I'm live. Now, if I'm no longer live, you'll have to leave a comment down below, and that's the way it works. Hey, Rongamer, glad to see you this morning. Dawn, glad to see everybody. Now, Apple, not the rosy picture that we were hoping for. Kind of speculated yesterday that if we couldn't break out of the downtrend, we may get a negative reaction. And, well, kind of we initially popped and then we dropped and we're still below the close yesterday. So a little bit negative reaction, but hey, we can pull out of this. We could. Tim, Leah, Angie, Merle, Eric, Al, Billy, Jim. Good morning, everybody. Glad to see everybody. Glad to have you on the stream with me. Let's find out what's going on, right? Jobs report just came out, and things got a little spicy. A little spicy on the nice little goose to the market. No pun intended. Goose, welcome. And nice little pop higher. Can we maintain it? I don't know. And we also saw the Fed reporting yesterday that banks have borrowed more money from their lending, the emergency lending facility they set up in March. Banks still borrowing from that. That thing's only supposed to last 12 months. And I think we hit $109 billion this week. It's getting a little crazy. That's not, like I said, I've said many times over the last, what has it been? 7 months now? 8 months, almost 8 months, that the banking crisis is not over. Like they just kind of glossed it over. We had some of the biggest banks. It's one of the biggest set of banks ever go out of business. It's not all fixed. So then we just kicked the can down the road for a bigger problem, unfortunately. Good morning, Nikki, Val, Philip, Tara, Mark. Good morning, everybody. So, anyway, let's actually get into talking about some stuff, I guess. Shall we? All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Hope you understand this. Trading involves loss. Like, every time you put your dollar in the market, you can lose that sucker. It's kind of like giving it to a irresponsible redhead. I'm not saying lady or man. Just an irresponsible redhead. That money can be gone. Anyway, past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. I may never get something right again. All right. This presentation is intended to be informational, educational, and fun. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument out there. No stocks, no options, no Forex, no futures, no cryptos, none of that stuff. Don't buy it. Don't sell it. Don't do it. Don't buy things from gurus. All right. Most of us are full of crap. I'll tell you that right now. Most of us, there's a lot of them don't even trade. You believe it? You put out trades and you don't even trade. That's a bunch of bullshit, you ask me. Anyway, if you desire personal financial advice, hire and consult a financial advisor. So make sure that, whoever you're putting your money with, whoever you're trusting, you actually trust them, please. It's your money, all right? The account you save is your own. Nobody watches out for number one, that's you. Personal responsibility. Nobody's taking care of you better than you. The government's not doing it. Financial advisor's not doing it. Stockbroker's certainly not doing it. Be careful out there. All right. We have, coming up here, and the jobs this morning. We got, I mean, lost 150,000 jobs, or maybe gained of 150,000 jobs. I guess is what we actually would say. Didn't really lose them, just the number came in super soft. Let's kind of pull this up where we can actually see what's happening, what's crapping. Yeah, we were expecting a bigger jump, got less jobs, but last time we got, I mean, average these two out, and we're somewhere up here at 200,000. I don't know. The numbers are all bullshit. I mean, let's face it. We've been slowing down. The bigger problem here is that we need, we did all the retirement system on 5 wage worker, earners for every retiree. Now we're getting to the point where we got 2 to 1. That's going to be a problem. Like, how do we keep the obligations going? And that's part of the debt, right? The unfunded liability out there. We borrowed all the money out of the retirement system instead of investing it back in the stock market and making lots of returns. I mean, it was kind of a stupid thing. But, you put a whole bunch of stupid politicians in there. Look at that giant bank account. We can spend all that money. We'll put it back later. Yeah, right. Anyway, Craig, Harry, Giovanni, welcome everybody. Unemployment rate 3.9. Well, we were expecting 3.8, got a 3.9. I mean, it's kind of what I would call in line. And do you believe it? I mean, I don't know. I see a lot of people don't work, but then again, a lot of people do work. So I guess that's, if you just look at the people that say they want a job, 3.9. If you look at the entire working age population, it's probably more like 7, maybe 10. I don't know. Yeah, spicy JT. I'm critical on these jobs reports. Like, I think it's all bullshit. I don't think they tell us the numbers. They just cook the books and lie to us, and I mean, so full of shirt, bullshit, so full of shirt. Anyway, keeping the content friendly. So yeah, jobs are just full of crap. I mean, we do have the services PMI coming out at 10, and then next week, golly, we're already in November. Crazy. Remember, we've got no. I mean, look. Let's be honest here. This week, Thanksgiving week, is gonna be a complete full-on crap show. Like, it's gonna be rough trading. I've never seen, in all the years I've been doing this, I've never seen a Thanksgiving week that was like a banger. All right, then we're into December. Shortly after that, that's U.S. Thanksgiving. Shortly after that, we have this week right here, and possibly the week before, since Christmas comes on a Monday, and then the week after, since New Year's is on a Monday. These 3 weeks are almost out. So at this point, we got 2 months left, but really we got about a month worth of actual trading, and the rest of it's just going to be meh. Now, could we get a big up in the market? Yeah, seasonality wise, we're set for a big up in the market, and that's kind of what's happening. I don't know if you've been paying attention the last couple of days, but we've kind of been going up since the FOMC on Wednesday, and where's the limit? Well, we'll talk about that in just a minute. So next week, let's go ahead and look at the next week. Not a whole lot on Monday, kind of benign. Tuesday, again, not a whole lot. Some trade balance stuff. Fed members back out speaking again. Wednesday, again, kind of benign. Not really much. Thursday, got Fed Chair Powell speaking, but got some unemployment claims again, but nothing. So next week gonna be kind of a benign week, and then we have consumer sentiment and inflation on Friday. So not really a lot of economic news. Now, big news came out last night. Anybody know? Hit about 8:30 last night. Has to do with this right here. Crypto markets. And I brought a cool graphic and I didn't load it. That was stupid. Stupid on me. Let me grab it right here. Open this baby. Pull it over. right there. Oops. Mr. Banking fraud, found guilty on all counts. You know what? He's got like 3 more court cases to go. That dude's going to be in jail a long time. I mean, oops. Don't steal people's money. I mean, I think he was just arrogant. The money was so big, so fast. I mean, sure, he could be unfortunate circumstances, but I mean, that was stupid. Don't use people's money. Don't manipulate people. And they burned him down. The people that worked for him burned him down. I mean, ouch. Nobody watches out for number one like number one. And what was really stupid, I don't know if you saw any of the court stuff, but they used his own interviews he did after FTX kind of blew up. He did all these interviews to try to save face. They used all those interviews against him in the court case. I mean, that was just dumb. Epically dumb. So, anyway, don't do dumb stuff with other people's money. That's why I tell you, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do. You got to make your own choices. And this is interesting too. Let's pull this one over and talk about it. Well, there we go. Right here, check this out. This is an interesting chart. Look at that. After getting an epic flow out of money markets, we got an epic flow right back into money markets, right back to an all-time high. That was interesting. I thought it was interesting. Now, that also corresponds with this that I was talking about. The $109 billion borrowed from the Fed to make balance sheets work at banks. That's the closed bank term funding, the emergency lending facility right here, $109 billion. That's, I mean, how are you going to, where do you suddenly get $109 billion? I mean, we have December, January, February, March. We got 4 months left. So this $109 billion, either this emergency program is getting extended or magically we're going to find $109 billion to fix the bank balance sheets. And this thing keeps growing too. So there's a growing problem. Now, if rates come down, could solve a problem, but this financial crisis keeps cooking. And this is an interesting one too. I shared this in Discord with my VIP people. This bubble, we had kind of an asset bubble going where the stock market was leaving behind. This is United States exchange market capitalization. The market cap, we were kind of leaving behind the Federal Reserve balance sheet. Now we've come back together. They do tend to fly in parallel. Now, does this mean the stock market's going up? No, it just means we took the air back out. So those lofty valuations that people like, people that were shorting, Michael Burry, Gunlock, those people that were talking about, we've got kind of a bubble thing going on. Well, we took it right back out of the market. And this is probably what they were looking at right here. This gap. In the history of the markets, we don't tend to leave a giant gap between the Fed balance sheet and the exchange market capitalization. I mean, I've talked about it before. It's like 98% correlation between worldwide central bank liquidity and the stock market. You want to know the real correlation out there? That's it. Worldwide liquidity versus the stock market. So there's the market open. Let's see what's crack-a-lacking. Apple, of course, getting slammed down a little bit. Right back to the roadmap line one more time. Getting lots of alerts. Holy moly. Holy guacamole. Anyway, kind of speculated yesterday. If we could get a close above that downtrend line, we'd probably get a positive reaction. If not, we'd probably get a negative reaction. We could go as low as here, but we might just break out. We'll see what happens. This thing could go lower. Down there was the target. We might be on a path to get there. S&P 500. Popping again. Look at this. Nice 20-point up. That was all on the jobs, I think. Pretty much. It was kind of flat until the jobs came out. Look at where we got to. I mean, that was one major up. No pullback so far. We're going to get a pullback. Does it happen here? Do we bounce up? I mean, do we come up to here, back to this resistance, pull back down, and then break out? Or do we get up here and we crush it? This is the big question. Now, this so far looking pretty dang bullish. I mean, I have to admit, this is this move up. It's pretty savage, pretty bullish. I thought we would see a couple hundred points up. I was hoping we get it one day. This is so far. I mean, look, that was 41.16. We're already 200 points, over 200 points up. It's pretty good. I mean, JT was on top of it once again. I mean, sometimes I get it right. Now, key resistance to clear. Key resistance to clear right there. Golly, getting a ton of alerts. So, let's see where we go here. I keep moving this over, and it keeps moving itself right back. Love it. And that's interesting. There we go. S5FI. Look at that baby go. Look at that baby go. Whew. We're going back above 80. What happens above 80? Not so sure. We're likely to go at least hit 80. We're already back above where we were just a couple weeks ago. Thought we'd get the higher low. We did. Watch out, though. If we top out above 80, we can come right back down. Volatility. That's what we could see. So ES, looking at the ES overnight. Let's jump down to time frames. Like I said, the big up was on the job report. And just kind of hanging out here. Do we push higher? I don't know. Do we retrace? I don't know. We do have significant resistance coming up here above us. In Q, NASDAQ, this is, ES was SPY, SPX, SPI, Y. Q, NQ, QQQ, divide by 41 to get the prices. Up at 15. This is above the resistance, above that initial resistance. This is positive. We can get a big up here. We do have a next zone up here just a little higher, another couple hundred points. And we do have the downtrend to contend with. Downtrend of highs. Right there, the downtrend of highs. Got to clear that. This high. It's really, I mean, this was the intermediate, consolidation. This is really the big test. This area, I mean, we hit resistance, then we came back up and tested that zone and just epically dropped from there. So when we get up here, that's the big test. That's right up here around 15, say 15.4, 15.5, 15.6, 15.7, 15.8. So that whole zone right there from 15.1 to 15.8. We're gonna have to move through it with some gusto, and 16.4 on the upside and 16.9 upside targets for the next move, if we can break above the downtrend. Russell, this sucker's like, that's shaping up to be one hell of a reversal here. Back up the roadmap line. I mean, there's no retrace so far, so it's not like a buy the. I mean, if you bought the dip, good on you. There's no high probability entry at this point. This thing can bounce right up here to the roadmap line and go right back down. Be careful. We haven't proved it. This is a strong reversal, but maybe it was just oversold. Like, things get a little crazy when we get a little too far to one side or the other. So, oil was hitting my 83.50 earlier, and getting smacked right back down though. So, not so sure here. Let's see where we get to on oil. Delayed by 25 minutes on this chart. A breakout above 83.50 could be positive, but I don't just want it to reject that and drop. I'm watching for my entry there on oil. Gold. Can we break out? That's the big question. Above 2020, probably going higher, unless it's just a spike and drop. Still consolidating. Haven't broke up, haven't broke down. Just waiting on gold. Bitcoin continuing the retrace. I mean, somebody put a big blue arrow on the chart here. Off that level. So far, that's what we're doing. Sometimes I get lucky. Be careful on Bitcoin. We can retrace right back down to the breakout before we can go higher. Now it can hold that 1272 and push even higher. That's entirely possible. But a retrace was highly likely after tagging that 1618. I mean, look, that was a ginormous freaking move. I mean, look what we did. I mean, we went. It wasn't even that. I mean, it was freaking fast. 51 actual calendar days, we went up 46%. I mean, that was pretty strong. Pretty strong. So, be careful. Bitcoin could be done for a little bit. Might that be it for the pre-halving run? It could be. I'm not sure. I need a little more price action to develop here. We may go another high and then pull back into the halving. We'll see. We still have a couple months to go before we get there. So, yeah. I mean, hey, does it get tiring being that lucky? I don't know. I mean, that's why y'all are here, though, right? Because I tend to get lucky. I mean, it's what they say, luck is when preparation meets whatever. I don't know. So anyway, Ethereum. I should have sold my Ethereum yesterday, like I was talking about. Now I feel like a dum-dum. Looking at the prices now this morning. Ouch. Failed to break out. I got into all the other things the market was doing and forgot about Ethereum until this morning. I was like, mother fudge. Anyway, I just have a few Ethereum. I may liquidate them today. They're still above my cost basis at 1660, I think it was. I bought on that bounce and it faked me out. Then I rode it back through. So we'll see. Dollar. Well, probably going back to the roadmap line. There she goes. And if we don't hold the roadmap line, mid-90s. That one's one that didn't quite make it. We made it to the 50% retrace. That can be all we needed before we break on down and go much, much lower. Roku continuing the strength. I keep updating this chart and it keeps changing it back. I freaking love it. Click save again, even though I've clicked save like a bajillion times. We get above this consolidation here. Roku's a buy for 110, 125, possibly 140. 140, 150. That's a significant resistance up there. There you go. There's Roku. Started out with Apple and it's just not interesting till it breaks out. AVGO can be on the way up to 961, possibly 1012. ASML. And watch this one. I'm not so sure here. Now that it can definitely reverse off of this 653. That would be an extension of this echo right there. And I still kind of expect it to go a little deeper. We held at the 50%, just like the dollar is. Dollar's holding, coming up from the downside. ASML holding, coming down from the top side. That can be a support, or in the case of the dollar, a resistance, and then that could be a reversal point. So keep an eye on this one. Staying above the roadmap line for a few days can be positive. We don't want to see it drop back below this orange zone right here. Filling that gap to the downside, probably not so positive for going higher. ADBE. Yeah, that one's rocking it. Holding up really well. If we can break above these highs, back above 575, coming up here probably to 660. That's almost $100. I mean, that's almost 20% gain just on shares. Pretty strong. Paycom took a big hit. That was a big like giant head and shoulders thing, and it can plummet out to 100. Be careful. That's $60 down. That's 30% of the value plus, almost 40%. Be careful there. EXPE. Wow, what a pop! Beautiful pop. Man, billions of dollars making money. I mean, what's not to love there? Got to the target on the downside. Let's see what we got on the upside here. We can get above let's say 114. Get above 114, probably going up to 130, maybe 140. We do have this prior high zone here. You can see how it's been resistance 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times. And it was consolidation back here. Funny enough. Support, turn resistance, resistance, resistance. These are common themes here. And then we have this one up here. There you go. Celsius. That one gets back above 186, probably going up to 220, 240, and maybe all the way up to 324. That could be all she needed. LNG. Maybe natural gas is getting spicy again. 195, 211 on the upside there. Square? Block, whatever. Nice big fat bounce, but is that the bottom? Don't know until we get above the roadmap line. Really, that's down to the 1272, back up to the 100. Now do we extend? That's the question. That's the pattern, right? 1272, back to the 100. We turn down here. 1618, down at $27. It's crazy how this stuff works. I mean, just works all the time. Yeah, planning meets opportunity. Luck. There you go. Thank you, Mark. Race 342, 357. And that's a potential breakout right there. Not huge money, but good money. High probability. NVIDIA. That touched the roadmap line is all we needed. We could go right up here. 513, possibly 532, 571. DOCN. Digital Ocean. That's a pretty crap chart. I wouldn't mess with that. XOP. Like I said, oil looking like we might go higher here. 160, 168 on the upside. CAT. Might that have been the bottom? It might be. Watch for it to break it back above the roadmap line. And we got a ways up to go before we prove that we're going higher. So be careful on just buying the dip on CAT. CAT could go on a deeper retrace. Now, if we're actually going to be words, we're actually going to make progress in the broad economy. CAT is likely to go higher. Just like DE. I talked about this earlier in the week. But there you go. You got a downtrend cooking. Pretty steep downtrend cooking. Break above that. It's the first initial indicator we may be pulling out of this funk. Right there. We did it over here. But we only went marginal higher. So we'll see what happens on this one. TPST. Hey, I mean, everything's all good in banks, right? Be careful. And KRE was on the list too down here. Yeah. Right up to the roadmap line. This, I mean, that was a clean up a few of these fib lines. Look, that was a 76. That could be a measured bounce. I mean, technically, that's an entry for a measured bounce. And the target is pretty lofty. to here, go out to here, go out to here. Puts us up here at 60. That's a 50% gain. Pretty strong. BRKB. I have a couple shares. Looking for that one to pop. And looks like she's popping. Roadmap line pattern. That was on the list before. It's an entry above 358. Looking for 383 and 398. LYV. Live Nation. That was a pop, but oh man, not. Look at that. It's on the underside of the trend. That's looking at. Okay. There is something worse than a watermelon seed squeeze. Look at this thing. I hate these two. Just expanding volatility in a range. I don't like watermelon seed squeeze, and I don't like the reverse watermelon seed squeeze. So, Tesla, hey, look what we're getting to. Watch for this resistance at the roadmap line, and we left that gap. We could, I mean, this could have been the move, retrace up here, then go down. I don't know. I mean, wait till we're on the top side of this gap. If you're going to load up, could that have been all we need? Yeah, that right there was an echo of this first move down from July through August. We retraced up here into September, and then we echoed that move. You don't know what I'm talking about? Look right here. That move right there, we copied it right there, bottomed out. That can be all we needed on this correction, and we can go higher. Target's 320 to 350 if we're going higher. Nike. I'm not sitting on any Tesla at the moment, just full disclosure. Nike, hey, retraced up here. We do have significant resistance up here at 115 to 120. And that could result in a bigger down. So please be careful. This is part of a bigger, nastier pattern here on Nike. Now, if we get above that, game on for going higher. But watch that. Watch for a turn down at that resistance. KRE. We just hit that one a second ago. If we can break out, likely to go even higher. JPM. Yeah. As Wrongover says, watch out for the Tesla Cybertruck event on the 30th after U.S. Thanksgiving. JP Morgan. Might that have been the end? Maybe. Do we still have significant resistance at these highs? Yeah, we sure is. Blake. Sure is bullshit. We do. Sure is shirt. We do. I'm not really interested till we're back above 153. Looking for 163, 169. Not a huge opportunity, but upside's upside. High probability is high probability. Make a few bucks. You can do that over and over. Just because you get one right, now you got to do it again. So, I mean, that's, one of my mentor coaches, he's like, oh, you got it right. Good job. Now do it again. So, do you get tired of getting lucky? No, you're only as good as your last call. I mean, let's be honest. If I started getting a lot of stuff wrong, you guys would be gone. Right? Let's be honest about it. If I didn't get lucky, you guys wouldn't be here. Anyway, T-Mus, I mean, I love hanging out with you, but you're only as good as your last call. T-Mobile breaking above the downtrend line. This can be positive. Can be very positive for T-Mobile. Got that move down to this move. We're in the zone where 162 and 172 become the targets. Morgan Stanley. That may have been the exhaustion point down there. I mean, holy moly. Wow. Right back down to lows. That was, let's see, was that an echo? It was an echo plus some. And maybe it may go higher again. But that's a big, choppy, gnarly, nasty. Not betting on it till we move up above the roadmap line, get the retrace, just like all the other things I talk about all the time. AI, finding support there, that can be a measured bounce. right there. Break above the roadmap line. It's highly positive. And this one can go on another big run. Maybe like, nah, AI is done. Well, maybe it was done for the summer, but we can be recharging back into this thing. Get the second wind. Surprise everybody. Right there. NVIDIA is kind of showing this. AI is kind of showing this. We could be on a, we could launch off to like $100 area with that measured bounce. That's like a 3x. Might buy a couple shares just to see. IWM, like I talked about with Russell, this is the ETF for it. That's some strong moves. Resistance at the roadmap line. I'm not really betting on the gap fill. Didn't do it yesterday. Unlikely to do it today. Unless we turn sour in the market for some reason. Yeah, Morgan Stanley does look like a dumpster fire, but that could be the bottom, so be careful. It can go lower, but it doesn't have to go lower. I mean, it's not like they're losing a bunch of money on billions of dollars, okay? They do billions of dollars of business and make a bunch of money and beat on the top and bottom, so be careful. USB. Yeah, maybe we're coming out of, I mean, that could be a measured bounce right there. We break above. Actually, I'm kind of interested in this. Let's see. US Bank. Get the low, get the high, get the low. Remove that crap. Yeah, we could be heading. That's a 50% gain potential right there. Just on shares. Don't even have to guess time. You can just hold a few shares. 50% gain potential. ETSY. Maybe it gets a rally back to the roadmap line. Still a dumpster fire. I mean, making money. Not tons of money, making money on the artwork of others. I've never actually bought anything from Etsy. I mean, I've looked at stuff, but I've never bought anything. EMAT. I've thought about selling some of my bowls and stuff, but I know my sister-in-law, Terry, if you're here, I know you do. We were out to dinner and it was like, cha-ching! I was like, what the heck was that? Oh, we just sold some on Etsy. That one still needs a move above this high right here, 161, 170. DEO. Now the chart's slowing down. Awesome. And down to the 1272, back up to the 100. Watch out for the move down. Nothing resolved there. FNV. Franco Nevada just hanging out in the box. Sideways. Nothing. BA. Kind of speculated we may see it rally. First move down. Retrace. Bigger move down. Potential right there. ALB. Hey, maybe it found a bottom. I don't know. This keeps dropping out. Keeps dropping out. I don't play any sports ball, Leah, so I'm not a golfer. I'm not a sports ball of any kind. Not even a sports pucker. Anyway. Disney came up shy of the 1272. If we can break back above, if we can start breaking back above the resistance here, can be the story of a bottom in Disney. We kind of scraped my target just a little bit, just barely. But still a downward bias on Disney. Don't buy crap. I mean, this is a crap chart. Not necessarily a crap company, just a crap chart. I mean, look at that. Standardized, they lost money. $22 billion and they lose money. What the fudge are you doing? I mean, historically they make money, but likely to make more money, but I mean, we all know what they did. They did a bunch of stupid stuff. Yeah, exactly, Jason. Don't do stupid stuff. Even South Park called them out. So that was pretty funny. I'm not trying to make this political, but you do stupid stuff and you don't appeal to the masses in a general, broad way. Try to force an agenda on people. People fight back. CFG could also be a bottom. Seeing this theme across financials, so this is interesting. Are they working back out of this banking problem? I don't know. ENPH. I'm not sure that's the bottom either. That's a giant dumpster fire of a chart right there. I mean, jeez, man. 52. Bill. I threw a couple negative ones in here today. Look at that. Down to 56. Ouch. I mean, 59, but we're close. We're in the vicinity of the 1272. Support there, bounce up, drop on down. Be careful. That one can go lower. I think I mentioned that the other day that we could plummet. I mean, there you go. That was the that's 30%. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. I mean, that's another dumpster fire right there. Like, where does it go? 43? 27? Don't bet on the bottom. All right. I'm telling you, don't do it. FTNT. Right back. Look, that one blew all my expectations. That could be a bottom, but I mean, right down to the 272. 44. That was a beautiful potential bounce. Already rallying strong. Be careful. I mean, seriously, be careful. It did a 5-wave up. Steep retrace. Steep retrace. I mean, but it held a higher low. If we break back above the roadmap line, game on. This thing can go wicked higher. Wicked higher. And we didn't hold that low. Pull this down to the low. Still 120. I mean, 48 to 120. That's pretty good. I mean, a couple times your money, right? Team. Gnarly chart. Nothing there. F&D. Floor and Decor. Never been to one, but here they have some nice flooring. Lumber Liquidators couldn't make it. Floor and Decor, maybe a measured bounce, but that's not a bullish potential setup right there. This one may be heading down here. Be careful. We may head down here. MSTR taking a hit on Bitcoin, but holding up strong. Watch for the pop. This can pop even with Bitcoin just turning. So watch out. Be careful. PANW. Nothing. Meta got a little retrace pre-market. Potentially going to pop out and break out. At 343, 361. Prior high resistance. Get above that. And 464 becomes the target up here. SYK. Nothing resolved there. That was a bullish move up, but we could also see a 618 retrace. We came up shy of the 50. Watch for our move down to 230. If we break, see, it mucked up the 618 up here. Okay. Not awesome. Not awesome on that chart. ZS was pushing lower this morning. Now trying to get a bounce. Market helping. That's some volatile stuff. It may need a bigger, deeper retrace. Be careful. But it also can push on out. That could be the bottom. Get above 171. Looking for 184 and 193. Skyworks. That was a Deep retrace. 786. That could be the bottom. Need to move back above the roadmap line before I'm interested. Then we have the prior highs to contend with. It's got some stuff to work through, but I mean, could be a huge opportunity for a move up to like 138. Not bad. All right, bias for the day. Kind of still optimistic on the moving up into the resistance. Got that resistance, one right here and then another one up here, where we topped out right back here in October. We've got to get up through that. And then we start looking at this one up here too. So key resistance coming up right there. Those highs from October. If we can get above that, there we go. No, I didn't cover SVXY because it wasn't a big mover for the day. But there you go. Nice pop. Matching the S&P. I threw that on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. I mean, super conservative target, prior high, 94 area. Extensions, like 97, 98, maybe 103 area. I mean, it's pretty good so far. Pretty good. I'm up a few grand. Maybe we can get like 10 more bucks on here and be up like 20 or 30 grand. Beautiful. There you go. That was a high probability pattern right there. It only repeated 14 times since March of 2020. And now almost 15 times. Every time we got a 15 to 20% pullback, that one went right back up. 14 times in a row. Why wouldn't it do it this time? That was a safe bet. I put a bunch of money on it, and seems to be paying off. Awesome. Sometimes I get lucky, right? All right. Have a good day, everybody. I'll be back with you again on Monday. See you for now. You want to come hang out with me in Discord? I'm there all the time. You can talk to me. Link is in the description down below. It's like $5. Come join me. Otherwise, have a great day, everybody. Stay safe out there. The account you save may be your own. Remember, keep in mind when you're wrong. It's not staying wrong that costs you. It's not being wrong that costs you money. It's staying wrong. Staying wrong costs you money. Don't stay wrong. Close out the losers. Close out the ones you're wrong. When you're wrong, you're wrong. Close it out.